with a complete blank slate and just forget everything that you did previously?
Oh boy. I'm always growing and learning and from every experience, but I definitely approach everything in a really new kind of way. I mean, yeah. Did I answer your question? She's gone. They walk away after they ask a question.
We got Steve Rogers on the mic over there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
All right.
My question is for anybody who can answer. You say that this movie is a reboot movie or redo, so I assume there's going to be an origin in the new film. I was curious if you're going to go with, and you also say that the movie is more based off of the TV show, so I was wondering if you're going to go with more of a TV show origin or the original comic book origin. Well, I'd say two things about that. I think if you, I'm always a little bit, I don't really ever like the phrase even origin story, because I think sometimes that seems to imply that you begin at the beginning, and I don't think in great literature or great films, explaining the roots or the facts, the history in a story means that it necessarily comes at the beginning, or in a multi-part saga that you get all of it the first time out. I think that the art of telling a story well is answering those questions, explaining those histories, but not necessarily just by front-loading all of it. And if there's something that I've tended to, wish was done better sometimes in these movies, it's that I don't always just want them to sort of race through that origin and get through it and then get on to the story, because it just seems like obligatory, like you're hustling through it. So I think one of the first things Louis and I talked about was when we were setting down to re-approach this as a script was, let's grapple with what our own version of the history in this story is, but spool it out in an artful way throughout the story. I don't think we really want to go into a lot of details about certain things, but I certainly wouldn't say that this film is rooted exclusively in the television show at all. I mean, we've had a deep sort of exploration of Bruce Jones series and of Hulk Gray and a lot of different incarnations of Hulk that all have a lot to offer, and the fun in this was not to remake anything, but to just spin our own sort of fantasy of the interface between all these things. And I will say that, I think many characters that have nothing to do with the television show but are deeply rooted in the comic, like Leonard Sampson and other characters like that are a part of this. So anyone who's familiar with the books will definitely find it rooted in those as well.
Louis, did you want to touch on the comic book inspirations as well?
Yeah, Edward and I, we really love the Bruce Jones series, Return of the Monster. So, it was really, for me, a mix of the TV show, the comic books, the old, the new. I just don't think that you guys, because you know the comic books so well and TV shows so well, that you want to see a film version of the comic book. So, Edward scratched his head very hard to come up with a very original story. I mean, a regular movie has 150 scenes, our movie has 350 scenes, so you really have a lot of understanding of who this character is and what he's been through and where he's been, because we're pretty much shooting all around the world.
Since Captain America was on the mic, part of the fun of this for me was that there's all these, if you read Marvel comics, there's all these great tropes that weave through the different comics, and there's the whole super soldier serum history with Captain America and references, and part of the fun of this was referencing other parts of that Marvel universe in creative ways, and the way I looked at this in terms of writing it was, anytime Marvel goes to a Bruce Jones or a new writer or a new editor, they come up with their own spin on all these things. they retweak the way that things are connected, and that's the fun of it. Is you know, coming up with our generation's spin on these things, making it relate to our experiences, our take on things, and that's the fun of it.
Well, we've got another movie to get to, so let's say last question here.
Being I'm a huge Hulk TV series fan, will there be a dedication to Bill Bixby after the credits, like a little line or two?
There will definitely be a respect for Bill Bixby, absolutely.
In one form or another.
Yeah, and look for lots of Easter eggs and homages. You know, homage is French for stealing ideas from American films and not getting sued for it.
So I'd like to ask Kevin and Avi to stay, and I'd like to thank the rest of our panelists for coming out. Thank you so much.
Yeah!